The central bank unveiled the monetary policy for the new fiscal year in line with the budget announcement yesterday. The government this time has adopted what experts are calling mixed approaches to address the crisis seen in real estate sector and improving the other financial indices to boost the ailing national economy. Governor Mahaprasad Adhikari, while unveiling the policy, emphasized that the monetary policy would focus on achieving economic growth and controlling inflation, among others. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Office bearers of Nepali Congress and a minister in the Government Defence Party's central member and former Home Minister Balkrishna Khand. Agendas of the meeting in a limbo. An alarming rise in dengue infections reported across the country. Government lethargic in effective prevention and control of the disease. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen's Cambodian People's Party claims landslide victory in national election. Critics say the country's least free and fair vote in decades. And Brazil set to take on Panama in their first match of the FIFA Women's World Cup today. Italy face Argentina while Germany play Morocco. Office bearers of Nepali Congress and a minister in the government have made efforts to defend party's central member and former Home Minister Balkrishna Khand, who is in judicial custody for his alleged involvement in the fake Bhutanese refugee scam. At the Central Committee meeting of Nepali Congress that has been ongoing since 5 days, instead of holding discussions on the agendas, leaders have claimed that former Home Minister Khand was deceived by the government itself. At the meeting, party's co-general secretary Mahendra Yadav accused the government of wrongly convicting Khand in the fake Bhutanese refugee scam. Likewise, co-general secretary Mahalakshmi Upadhyaya also said that the party should stand in support of Khand. Foreign Minister and party's central member NP Saud also stated that the party should not take action against Khand until the court issues a verdict. Meanwhile, central member Shekhar Koirala says that Nepali Congress has been encouraging impunity and has demanded to take back under consideration bill at the parliament that was presented to amend the law. At the meeting, members of the establishment faction have been supporting Khand, while the Koirala faction is in favor of suspending him. Another central member, Arjun Narsingh Kesi, stated that Nepali Congress remains silent regarding corruption cases. It would cause damage to the party. Likewise, demands of transforming the party and setting the age limit for the members of the sister organizations, among others, were also raised at the Central Committee meeting. At the meeting that started 5 days ago, 140 members have already spoken. The meeting will resume today. An alarming rise in dengue infections have been reported across the country. 2,125 dengue infections have been recorded within the country in the month of July. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health and Population has yet to take initiatives for effective measures to prevent the spread of the disease. Sunsari has been the most affected by dengue. According to the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division, 891 cases of dengue have been recorded in the district within the past 3 weeks. Flow of patients in the BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences amid rise in infection rate has been reported. 72 dengue patients are currently being treated at the hospital. Around 100 new cases of dengue are recorded on a daily basis in Dharan alone. Meanwhile, the local level has made no efforts to prevent the control and prevention of the disease. 113 cases of dengue in Dhading and 42 in Kaski have been reported within this month. Likewise, 14 cases of dengue in Kathmandu and 8 in Lalitpur have been recorded. Cases of dengue have been reported in 68 districts of the country. The Ministry of Health and Population claims that all 3 tiers of the government has been coordinating to control the disease and that more than 550 health professionals have been trained in this regard. Symptoms of dengue include fever and body ache, among others, while doctors say negligence in its treatment could cause severe health complications. 55,000 dengue patients had been recorded across the country last year, while 88 deaths had been reported. An individual has already succumbed to the infection this year as well. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what efforts have local governments made to control dengue. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
स्थानीय सरकारलाई जनताहरुप्रति चासै छैन
टोला-टोलामा सरसफाइको बढी ध्यान गरिएका छन्
प्रत्येक घर अनि परिवारलाई झुल वितरण गरिदियो भने पक्कै पनि यो डेंगु र नियन्त्रण गर्न सकिन्छ
जनचेतना फैलाउनु पर्यो
स्थानीय तहले चासो देखाएको पाइएको छैन जनचेतना फैलाउनु पर्यो
के पनि भएको छैन डेंगुको बारेमा
पहिला अब जनचेतनालाई नै फोकस गरेर अगाडि हामी बढ्नै छौं
स्थानीय सरकारले जति चासो दिनुपर्ने त्यति दिएको देखेको छैन
सरकारले प्रयास त गर्न भनेको छ तर गरेको देखेको छैन
अलि सरसफाइ पहिला भन्दा धेरै राम्रो भइराछ
बरु यो भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ यो डेंगुको औषधि भनेर एकचोटी छेपिया थियो अहिले त्यो छेपिया देखिदैन
Two individuals, a mother and a son, have died in Baitari after a landslide buried their house. The deceased have been identified as 25-year-old Anju Jagri and her 5-year-old son, Rijan Jagri. Anju's husband is in India for employment. Meanwhile, Anju's mother-in-law, 45-year-old Raimati, and 17-year-old brother-in-law, Gobar Jagari, have been injured in the incident. The police inspector of Patan Area Police, Kamal Prasad Chaudhary, said that 60-year-old neighbor Jasma Bohra, who was inside the house when the incident occurred, has also been injured. According to locals, the house has been completely destroyed. Ward member Krishna Bohra said that around a dozen cattle have also died in the landslide. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what could be the reason for ministers and leaders supporting the alleged culprits of corruption? The options are A, in favor of corruption, B, ethical crisis, and C, favoring nepotism. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. The ruling party of Cambodia's longtime Prime Minister Hun Sen claimed a landslide victory in Sunday's general election, an outcome that was virtually assured after the suppression and intimidation of the opposition in a vote called a farce of democracy. Hun Sen posted on his Telegram channel late yesterday that unofficial results compiled by authorities in each province showed the Cambodian People's Party won 120 seats and the Royalist Party won 5. The National Election Committee said 84.6% of eligible voters had cast ballots. CPP spokesperson Sok Isyan told the Associated Press he believed his party captured 78 to 80% of the total turnout. The European Union, the United States and other Western countries had refused to send observers to the polls, saying the election lacked the conditions to be considered free and fair. The longest-serving leader in Asia, Hun Sen, has steadily consolidated power with strong-arm tactics over the last 38 years. But at age 70, he has suggested he will hand off the premiership during the upcoming 5-year term to his oldest son, Hun Manet, perhaps as early as the first month after the elections. A wily and sometimes ruthless politician, Hun Sen has maintained power as an autocrat in the nominally democratic framework. His party's stranglehold on power faltered in 2013 elections, in which the opposition Cambodian National Rescue Party won 44% of the popular vote to CPP's 48%. Right-wing bloc fails to win an outright majority in Spain's snap general election, according to preliminary results. No single party or bloc is on course to win an outright majority in Spain's snap general election, according to a tally with about 99% of votes counted. The Conservative People's Party was set to narrowly win the election on Sunday, but without the majority needed to topple the coalition government of Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez. The PP was on course to secure 136 of the 350 seats in the Congress of Deputies, the lower house of the Spanish Parliament. Sanchez's Spanish Specialist Workers' Party was poised to take 122 seats, 2 more than it had in the outgoing legislature. Although the Socialists can likely call on the predicted 31 seats of the left-wing Sumar alliance and several smaller parties to assemble more than the sum of Spain's right-wing parties, there is a real possibility that neither side will be able to secure a majority. The far-right Vox Party was on 33 seats, still the third largest force in parliament, if 19 below its 2019 result, and their hypothetical tie-up with the PP falling short of an outright majority of 176 seats. Indonesian authorities have been searching for missing passengers after a ferry sank off Sulawesi Island today, killing at least 15, the National Research and Rescue Agency said. Of 40 passengers on board, 19 were still missing, while 6 survived, the agency said in a statement. The cause of the sinking, which occurred at about midnight, was still unclear. The vessel was ferrying people across a bay in Muna Island, about 200 kilometers south of Kendari, the capital of Southeast Sulawesi province. Ferries are a common mode of transport in Indonesia, an archipelago of more than 17,000 islands, and accidents are common as lax safety standards often allow vessels to be overloaded without adequate life-saving equipment. The concrete roof of a school gymnasium collapsed in northeastern China's Qihar city yesterday, killing at least 10 people, Chinese state broadcaster CCTV reported. Footage carried by CCTV showed a completely collapsed roof with dozens of rescue workers searching for survivors amidst the rubble. Initially, 15 people were thought to be trapped underneath the rubble, and authorities pulled 14 individuals out from the debris. The collapse at the number 34 middle school in Longsha district in Qihar, located in northeast China's Heilongjiang province, was reported at 2:56 p.m. local time yesterday, according to the Provincial Fire and Rescue Department. Israeli police used water cannon to disperse protesters in Jerusalem yesterday. Tens of thousands of Israelis calling for the government's proposed judicial overhaul to be scrapped lined the streets of Jerusalem, waving flags and beating drums. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday he was doing excellently after an unscheduled peacemaker implant and would attend a key judicial reform vote today that has brought nationwide protests to a boil and stirred calls for a compromise. Poll results aired by national broadcaster Kan found that 46% of Israelis were opposed to the amendment versus 35% who were in favor and 19% who were undecided. Critics say today's amendment has been rushed through Parliament and will open the door to abuses of power by removing one of the few effective checks on the executive's authority in a country without a formal written constitution. A wildfire at a UNESCO-protected geopark in the Greek mainland's Peloponnese region burned into the night yesterday. Videos posted on social media showed large clouds of smoke billowing as flames spread across the landscape of the UNESCO Global Geopark as darkness fell. Greece often faces wildfire during its dry summer months, but climate change has led to more extreme heat waves across the southern Europe and many parts of the world. Drone footage showed a badly damaged railway in Truro, Nova Scotia yesterday after torrential rainfall caused devastating flooding, while the search continued for 4 people, including 2 children who went missing during the deluge. The storm, which started on Friday, dumped over 25 centimeters on some parts in just 24 hours, the same amount that usually lands in 3 months. CBC meteorologist Ryan Snowdon said it was the most rain to hit the provincial capital, Halifax, since Hurricane Beth in 1971. The resulting floods washed away roads, weakened bridges and swamped buildings in what Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston described as unimaginable damage. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Brazil are set to play Panama in their first match of the FIFA Women's World Cup today. The match, which will be played in Adelaide of Australia, will kick off at 4:45 p.m. Nepal time. Addressing the pre-match press conference, Brazil coach Pia Sanhage said that the clash against Panama would not be underestimated. Brazil are the South America heavyweights and have lifted the Copa America 8 times. However, they have yet to emulate the same feat at the World Cup. Their best performance came in the 2007 edition, where they finished as runners-up. Having suffered defeats against Japan, Canada and America, Brazil had won against Chile and Germany before reaching Australia. Marta of Brazil has the opportunity of becoming the first player in the history of men's and women's World Cup to score in 6 editions. Meanwhile, it is the first World Cup appearance for Panama. In other matches slated for today, Italy are taking on Argentina, while Germany play Morocco. Pedro Cachin claimed his first tour-level title with a 3-6, 6-0, 7-5 win over Albert Ramos Vinolas at the Swiss Open in Gstaad. The Argentine took just under 2.5 hours to put away the experienced Spaniard to claim his first title on the tour in the first final he had ever contested. The 28-year-old did not drop a set on his way to claiming the title and also earned himself a career-high ranking of 49 with the win. Second seed Andrei Rublev of Russia defeated top seed Casper Ruud of Norway 7-6, 6-0 to win his second title of the season on Sunday at the Nordea Open in Bastad, Sweden. Rublev, who dropped only 1 set all week, won 80% of his first service points and converted 4 of his 8 break chances in the 1-hour, 33-minute final. Rublev captured his 14th career title and improved to 4-0 head-to-head on clay courts against Ruud, who won only 15 of the 45 points in the second set. Frenchman Adrian Mannarino, the second seed, defeated American Alex Michelsen 6-2, 6-4 to win the Hall of Fame Open Trophy at the International Tennis Hall of Fame and Museum in Newport on Sunday evening. Adrian Mannarino won the Infosys Hall of Fame Open with a 6-2, 6-4 win over American Alex Michelsen. The Frenchman dropped only 1 set on his way to the title, his first of the season. Mannarino's win ended the dream run of 18-year-old Michelsen, who was competing in only his second tour-level tournament.
Game, set, and match. Mannarino.
Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Office bearers of Nepali Congress and a minister in the Government Defence Party's central member and former Home Minister Balkrishna Khard. Agendas of the meeting in a limbo. An alarming rise in dengue infections reported across the country. Government lethargic in effective prevention and control of the disease. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen's Cambodian People's Party claims landslide victory in national election. Critics say the country's least free and fair vote in decades. And Brazil set to take on Panama in their first match of the FIFA Women's World Cup today. Italy face Argentina while Germany play Morocco. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.